On the regular season finale, the Warriors sealed the 3 seed to avoid a potential 4-5 matchup with the Mavs and a Suns second round by destroying the G League looking Pelicans, who are actually in the play-in tournament. Klay Thompson saved his best for last with a season high 41 points as he was blistering tonight. Let me get to his performance. This was a go-to Warriors weak side flex action. JP comes for the flex screen for Klay to potentially cut to the hoop for a basket, but Looney comes down for a second pin down. Marshall gets trapped on the screen as he tries to go under, wide open 3 for Klay Thompson on the wing. The Pelicans defense was a joke, to be honest, the whole night. No idea why 2 Pelicans aren't guarding anybody right here. Looney makes the correct read by cutting to the hoop, forcing Marshall to pick him up. Klay gets a pass wide open in the wing and dribbles to the middle of the court for a pull-up. Simple basketball. I felt like every simple set run by the Warriors was so horribly defended. The Pelicans switched this off-ball screen, allowing Thompson to get this dribble handoff with the defender trailing. Simply dribbles to the same previous spot and drains another mid-range. The Warriors have a split action from the post right here. Draymond gets the entry pass and Looney goes to screen Klay with his defender Hernangomez in drop coverage. CJ McCollum ends up trailing and cannot contest this from behind, and Klay starts the game scorching hot. It's encouraging to see Klay run a smooth isolation play as well. We all know he's usually not quick enough to beat defenders off the dribble, but it's impressive to see Klay spin off the same knee where he tore his ACL in the finals a couple years ago for this nice turnaround jumper with a high arc. That's something you don't usually see from him. When Klay Thompson shoots these shots, you know he's unconscious for the night. You can see the Pelicans automatically switch these off-ball screens, and here Temple points for the switch, but both JTA and GP2 pretend to screen this, so this small window opening is all Thompson needs as he catch and shoots from 28 and drains this. Another defensive collapse by the Pelicans. We like this next design play for Thompson. Klay comes for the on-ball screen and immediately gets the switch, but this was a decoy as Draymond comes from behind for the fade screen, knowing his defender in Hernangomez is once again in drop coverage. Klay dribbles into an in-rhythm pull-up 3-pointer. In the second half, it's a blowout. Here Jordan Poole gets dribble penetration, forcing the correct rotation from the lowest weak side man to help the paint. This forces Alvarado as the next man to take either weak side shooters, but in this case this was a bad decision, leaving a much more accomplished shooter in Klay Thompson wide open. I don't blame him since that's a natural instinct, but Moses Moody makes the right basketball play and hits Klay for a catch and shoot 3. Watching Klay Thompson exploit his size advantage on smaller guys is also a great sign come playoff time. Here he has about 6 inches on Alvarado and hits a tough fadeaway. And the next play he ISOs on the right baseline for a tough but open look in a fadeaway jumper. I'm surprised the G League Pelicans are in the play-in after a tough start to the season, but with this kind of defense they won't make it in the first round even. Here Clark gets stuck on a simple GP2 screen and all Klay does is curl with no defender picking him up. No switch, nothing, and a late rotation by Tony Snell as Thompson gets a smooth reverse layup. Nothing here but a wide open catch and shoot, but arguably the prettiest form in the game as look at that clean dip and lift in his jump shooting form. Similar play as earlier in the game, I've pointed out in one of my previous videos a long time ago how automatic off-ball switching can help avoid mismatches, but unfortunately they provide a slight opening where the offensive player is not covered. Klay knows his switch is coming, and before the defender can fully pick him up, receives the pass and immediately launches this from 28 feet again, officially putting the game away. Timeout Pelicans as the man is scorching hot. Well, there you have it guys. The Warriors still played their starters in order to try and secure the 3 seed, as the Mavericks at the 4 seed had the tiebreaker against Golden State. Klay Thompson saved his best performance for last as he recorded a season-high 41 points with 7 3-pointers, continuing his last several games of great performance. His inconsistency was a theme when he first came back, as expected for an athlete coming off 2 serious injuries, but it's extremely encouraging seeing a smooth flick of the wrist and a confident mentality playing the game. Now we'll have to wait a bit for a first round matchup against the Denver Nuggets and the likely MVP, and hopefully we'll be having our MVP in Stephen Curry back in time as the Big Three finally get together. Hope you guys like this breakdown of the last regular season game, and I'm excited for the first Warriors playoff game in 3 years. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys this weekend.